RPG 그대로의 RPG 불멸의 전사 2.
We are back after the sudden 3-minute break, and we're about to get into Zest versus Solar. It's 2-1 right now for KT, and Zest is like the best player in the world right now. Solar, our man right here for Samsung, he has to win in order to give Samsung a chance at getting into the playoffs.
Yeah. All of Samsung's hopes to get to the playoffs hinge on Solar's game here against, no doubt, the best player in the world. And
for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough for Solar to win this game, but it's Pro League, best of one, anything can happen. I mean, we keep saying this over and over. It's the biggest cliche here in Pro League, but it's very true.
Because, you know, after the amount of upsets we've had, I feel like we should say it more.
Yeah.
You know, like after every game, I'm like, well, this player should win, but anything could happen. And it is true. I was talking about before, like, Rogue seems like the kind of Zerg that can pull out a great best-of-one build, but I'm not really feeling that energy from Solar.
Yeah.
He's not the kind of guy to prepare like this really smart thing to just totally wreck the Protoss in a best-of-one. So,
like, anything that Solar can produce in terms of strategy, it feels like Zest is more than equipped to deal with it. So, I'm not... yeah.
Does anyone vote Solar?
Daehyun and Inkyu.
People.
Daehyun and Kanata.
Now, that's interesting. Sometimes when Kanata votes, I don't pay too much attention to it, to be honest, because he was like all over the charts over the last game and even for this one. But for Daehyun, I mean, he's been one of our best predictors, and he sometimes sees something. You know, maybe he feels maybe Zest is like he had that first week right after the GSL finals and did really well, but maybe he took some time off now that he won the finals. Maybe he's like, oh, you know, I'm Zest, I'm the best. Maybe he's getting ahead of himself. I'm not sure. I wouldn't feel that way, but maybe that's the way that Daehyun feels.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, guys, we are about to jump into Laralat Crest for our PvZ. This is going to be a fun one. Zest versus Solar, so much on the line. Let's jump into the map right now. Up here in the top right, the blue Zerg. It's all up to him. It is Solar.
Spawning here at the bottom left, third GSL champion, KT Rolsa. It is Zest. And we don't have the horizontal spawns, so... Oh, it looks like this person's going to Army tomorrow.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so his last action before he goes to the military is to watch Starcraft 2.
Yeah, not the first time. Lots of Starcraft fans going off to the military. It is, of course, mandatory here in Korea.
Yep, and unfortunately kills a lot of careers here. Pro gaming careers, I should say.
Yeah.
Something about Stalk. Our Stalk.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I didn't know what Solbuji is, so...
Yeah. That's what happens when our Korean is not perfect. It's like, well, I don't know that word.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what they're saying. Either way, it looks like Solar was being very careful with that first drone. Just patrolling it back there.
Looks like this person is a Samsung fan. Wants to see them win this game today. And notice that Zest is actually going to wall off at his ramp rather than at his main ramp. So it shows a sign of confidence there, having the gateway placed at the position.
He's going to be happy to see cross spawns too after doing that. If it's like horizontal spawns, you're going against a player that may or may not cheese you at any point in time here as definitely the underdog in this matchup. You don't want to be trying to hold off any kind of Roach Ravager all in at that ramp when it is, of course, very, very wide. And there's like one pylon powering all that stuff. Can get a bit dicey at times.
Yeah, it looks like Solar here is aware of the fact that it is cross spawns. It's going to take that expansion at the third base where you'd usually want to take it behind those rocks. As the spawning pool is nearly done, and most likely we're going to see the speed be popped down for Solar. As I'm not really sure what's happening at the main base. Okay, there we go. Cybernetic Export is done with that quick warp gate tech and a stalker. Generally, we see adepts being built from that first gateway, but looks like it's got the
he's
stalker.
boosting that out,
Yeah.
so he really wants to get that across the map very fast.
Or maybe he wants to hunt overlords around the map. We'll just have to wait and see what the
that's
thought
another good
process
point.
behind it.
Generally, the adepts are better at getting the scouting information and even just forcing the lings, right? But the stalker is, as you mentioned, just better at shooting air because they can.
Yeah.
So Probe is going to cycle out. Out comes the
canceled
stalker.
something.
Maybe just misplaced
Yeah, misplaced it. Yeah. So
Stargate.
oh, pause.
Game paused.
like we need any more delays today.
Zest is like, I misplaced it. Something must be wrong because I'm a god. So it couldn't have been me. It has to be the mouse.
My water is slightly off tasting.
Did someone poison my water? What's going on here?
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get this technical difficulty hotkey problem. So that'll definitely be a warning for Zest.
Yeah. So there you go. That's definitely why that happened as well.
Yeah, so
Generally, it's up to the players to make sure that they have their hotkeys set up and ready to go.
well, that's why we have multiple computers set up in the booths, because we give these players ample time to set up. And when you do something like a hotkey error or but yeah, it's the onus is on you to get everything right, and we are stuck to a television schedule here in Korea, so these technical delays aren't very they're very unnecessary
for sure. And pretty unfortunate, but probably because we've been so delayed today, we might not have our interview. I'm not 100% sure at the end of this match. Maybe if Samsung wins, we will get a quick one, but KT moving on would be kind of the expected result, to be honest.
We are around an hour. A broadcast was supposed to ideally end at 9, and we're at 9:50 right now. So it actually just feels like doing a GSL. I mean, those GSL days, man, they go for so long.
Yeah, those are like at least 4 hours. Usually
Especially
like 4 or 5
during
hours.
Heart of the Swarm, it was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Flash versus Curious.
Oh, yeah,
2 hour
the Met
games.
games.
It's like,
Oh my
okay,
God.
well,
And there's like one
bunker
person,
down, someone get me a drink.
There's like one. Actually, there was a tiebreaker back in Brood War days. It was a 3-person tiebreaker between Shine, who's the GSL observer, Gogo, I believe. No, who was? Yeah, Gogo and Effort. And that went on until 1 a.m. in the morning. And I believe there was like 3 people left in the crowd after that. And OGN were like so like happy for these the fans that they gave him like free team money card to get home or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And it's really funny because Effort went on to win that OSL. So very memorable moment in pro gaming history was the 7-hour-long tiebreaker.
For sure. Any kind of long day that kind of goes against the norm is always going to remain, like even the Sulky Reality game that we had over here where we went, I think it was New Year's Eve, and we went up until like 11:45 or something, and we like ran outside afterwards. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah,
in China,
to get the train home.
In China, there's 203,000 people watching SPL. That's not a joke. I've seen this before. That's China for you guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. There's still a ton of fans for Starcraft.
Ton of fans for like every game.
Yeah.
Like Warcraft 3 still gets a lot of viewers as well. In China, they love that game. That's pretty much okay. So if Brood War built Korean esports, Warcraft 3 built Chinese esports.
It's their Brood War.
Yeah, it's their Brood War. And like Sky, like players like Sky, they're considered national heroes over there.
If Warcraft 4 came out, what would happen?
Well, I think everyone would stop playing Dota and.
We're getting an update here. He messed up his hotkeys, and he rebooted the computer, and now his hotkey setup is all messed up. So we have to redo the hotkey setup. It looks like the computer's still rebooting.
I want to say SSDs in those computers. They probably do.
Yeah. Either way, Zest doesn't look too happy about it. Solar also doesn't look too happy about it.
We actually have a congregation of Kesper referees by the near the casting booth if you want to go check out with the coach. So
oh wow,
yeah,
they're getting like a little secret meeting.
Like this might be pretty serious because we are pretty delayed on schedule. So obviously for the sake of the broadcast, don't want to be further behind.
Yeah, and this started out as a hotkey problem. Now it's a hotkey into computer issue, into like stuff being erased, and now it'll take a lot of time as well. Yeah, this is one of the most delayed days. We were talking about delayed days, Sulky versus Reality.
Well, that wasn't even a delay. It was just a very long game.
Yeah, but yeah, just delaying the time for us to finish, and it was just like, but it was so good because we enjoyed every moment of it because it was so long and it was so just different, right?
Yeah.
At that time, it was like Swarm Host versus Mech, right? So they were just like, it was Star Station. They were just going around the circle in the middle. And the Zerg just kept running away, Sulky just kept running away, and they could just never never catch each other, and it was just like, this is never ending. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think that the shortest day that we've had here at Pro League was one of the playoffs. I think it was StarTale. It was the day that there was a blizzard, and StarTale couldn't come to the studio, so they had to forfeit.
That was like the 10-minute broadcast with like Moonglade and Wolf were here, and they were like, sorry guys, it turns out we don't have a broadcast today. Young's going to talk for a bit, and then we'll see you.
Yeah. the easiest broadcast in the history of broadcasts.
Yeah. We had another quick one recently where it was like an hour or like 15 minutes.
The single days where it's like one game.
It's like best of 5. It's like, okay, 3-0, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, still no word on, no update about that. The secret meeting has ended, but it looks like some referees are going in there.
Okay, it looks like they're going. Of course, Zest did have to reboot, so the players are getting out of this game, and the observers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just waiting on it.
Looks like, they're going to recover from replay, and they're going to have to leave here.
Yeah, so
Zest is like requesting to make sure they do a good job of it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man!
they're going to do
they're going to do it. You know,
it's like, okay, please wait. Yeah, today's been a very long day. 4 hours already for Pro League. It's very exhausting, and you can hear it in my throat. It's
we had the PGL here yesterday, and there was a Huishik after, which I didn't attend. I was a little bit sick.
Yeah.
So the rest of you guys did, though, go out there. And, heard it was a fun time. Had a bit of a longer night.
I won't divulge into the specifics of it. I'll just say it was very fun. It was good to meet all the PGL people here in Korea. Very nice people. Romanians, lovely people to hang out with. But still feeling it. Still feeling the effects of it.
For sure.
But hopefully it hasn't affected the quality of the broadcast at all. But make sure. First of all, thanks for sticking with us here at Pro League. It has been a very long day today. We have the GSL qualifiers on Wednesday. Wolf will be there covering it. Just follow him on Twitter, Proxy Wolf. I'll be at the SSL qualifiers on Thursday. I'll be there during the afternoon, and I'll be helping Wolf cover those.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna get your periscopes out.
Get our mate and get our Chaser first-person VOD.
Yeah,
that'll be awesome.
I want to watch him get shreked by like Stork, even like.
It would be funny if you play Stork and
like
Stork,
celebrity matchup almost.
It'd be funny if you play Stork and Stork just like proxy 2 gates in both games.
Yeah, because those guys are like very good friends,
And we have DreamHack Tours coming up.
Before DreamHack Tours, we have the.
No, this will be after DreamHack Tours.
Yeah, but yeah.
Before we talk about it, this is our playoff schedule. So next Monday and Tuesday will be the bronze and silver challenger matches respectively, and then on the Saturday that will be Nick and Wolf, I believe. Will be gold challenger match. So I'll be doing the bronze challenger with you, and then on Tuesday I'll be doing it with Wolf.
You got a schedule all planned out there,
or neat and tidy.
Yeah. I thought you said, and me and Tiny. I'm like, this isn't Dota.
Neat and tidy.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, wow, it's really been a long day. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Now I forgot. This is what happens. This is what happens when you get
tours.
to like these...
We're talking about tours.
Yeah, we were talking about tours.
Did you watch Austin at all?
A little bit. I wasn't able to catch... I heard like Mazda versus Firecake was pretty good.
That's crazy. Firecake actually beat Polt, which is quite a surprise.
Especially after the last one at...
Katowice,
where he was like ahead, but then he like threw it away, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it's actually quite unfortunate because Firecake demolished Polt and then played against Masa. That was actually a very close series, but Masa did win in the end.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Hydra. He will be the next seed for the global finals. So I believe the seeds that we have are Dark, Zest,
Polton Hydra.
Hydra, yep.
There you go.
And then...
Four Koreans.
Yeah, what a surprise.
Yeah, not a big surprise.
But tours will be starting later on this week. Artosis and Tasteless will be there, as well as Nathanius and the other Western casters. We'll be here holding the fort here in Korea.
Yeah,
yep,
holding it down. Yeah, we got those finals. Make sure to tune into those finals. It is going to be next week, as we said. Generally, those are pretty fun. You know, you get the two biggest teams going head-to-head against each other. The way it's looking for this game, it should be KT in second place, and then that means CJ gets the seed, right?
Oh, no. CJ will be in the playoffs. So it will be
the seed to the fourth place.
Yes, so it will be CJ versus MVP, I believe. No.
No, versus SKT.
Jeanette. Oh, no,
Jenner's in
SKT,
first.
yeah. So it'll be CJ versus SKT, and then the winner of that will place.
And we're back at the SPL, still waiting on the delay here between Zest and Solar.
I'm actually surprised that at 10 p.m. we still have quite a sizable crowd, actually.
Yeah, people are waiting to see. There's so much on the line here for Samsung in particular.
Look at Solar, just I don't know what he's doing right now.
He's trying to become a duck. He's like, maybe I wouldn't have to deal with these delays if I were a duck.
Quack, quack. Yeah, Solar obviously... Okay, no, there's an update. So it looks like the referee and the coaches are talking right now. So
yeah, they're in the middle of that discussion about what the best way is to deal with this. So everything's been solved, but they just haven't come to a decision. That's where we're at, guys. We're still trying to decide here.
It's not like they're out on the street having a brawl or anything like that. They're just trying to figure out what's happening, how to deal with this technical issue.
Like best man wins,
Actually,
just start punching each other.
If KT do get a minus indicator point for their mistakes, will they still be able to get second place?
Yeah, because they're like +3 right now,
Okay.
and SKT is 0 or something. They're like +1 or something like that. Or -1, -1, I think.
I have all this paperwork here.
I got like a million papers.
Yeah, I'm like a...
I was randomly given this pen
man.
for this cast, and I just like randomly been drawing stuff during the downtime. It's
okay, yeah, KT
been
are
kind of fun.
KT are +3, so unless KT get like a million warning points, then it shouldn't matter.
And I think at most they'll get 1 from this, and even it'll just be like a warning. I think they need 2 to actually receive a penalty. So still waiting on that, guys.
And I have to correct myself. Hydra is not getting a seed to the global finals because it wasn't like a global championship thing. It was just a generic, or not generic, but a general tournament like in-pass. So that rewards
still
WCS
gets
points. He gets a sizable amount of WCS
still gets
points.
a ton of points, which should lead him down that path anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's top 5 of the circuit ranking get to BlizzCon, so it'll help him get there because he places so often in the top. So
yeah, I mean, I think he got top 8 at Katowice. I don't think he got top 4. Yeah, no.
He lost to Snoot Riot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was the
round of 4, maybe. I know.
I don't know.
We've done so many
February.
games, and like we've watched so many games that it just like passed our memory.
And like February was actually a really long time ago, even though it was only 3 months.
Yeah.
So much Starcraft.
Actually, I'm really excited for Neeb. He was a runner-up, of course, at Austin, but he used to be a Terran player, actually, and then he switched to Protoss, so obviously...
Psych Disruptors are pretty cool. I like to use them, so I'm going to switch to Protoss.
So it looks like the... not the director. I was reading Cumdor because like director. No, the head coach and the referees are still talking, so this is all we know right now.
Essentially it's like Zest had some problems, but they can't seem to agree on
a solution, I guess. Like, are they just going to unpause, or are they going to restart from replay?
Like, maybe Zest wants it to go before because a Stargate is like 3-4 seconds delayed or something like that, and that can make a difference. So I can understand
why. He also misplaced it as well, and they cancelled it. And
so he's
in their head, like
stuff.
40 minerals and 40 gas is quite a deal breaker.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, like even, I don't know. It's hard to say, you know. It was a hotkey issue, but should that have affected his placement? Like maybe that's what they're discussing right now.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, are those 40 minerals, 40 gas, and like the lost time of like 2-3 seconds really going to matter? Maybe not, but you know, there's certain times where the Zerg, you know, they haven't scouted the Oracle coming in, and all of a sudden, you know, the Spore finishes 3 seconds late, and the Oracle gets like, you know, 7-8 kills, and that totally changes the game. So I can understand.
Obviously, the head coach is looking out for the interests of his team, so obviously he wants to get the best outcome after this pause for
for
Zest
sure.
and the rest of the team.
And then again, it's like Kespa, they have their very fixed rules
very
set in
strict.
place, where it's
Very
like,
rigid.
but seems like Zest wants to start a new game. Is that what I just heard?
Yeah.
Zest wants to start a new game, and the rest of them just. Oh, he wanted to make an Adept, but he made a Stalker instead. We were talking about how that's interesting. That kind of goes against it. So he says it was the hotkey, shouldn't have been reset after rebooting, and that's why it affected him making a Stalker instead of an Adept. And Kespa's saying they gave him a 3-minute break to check his hotkeys, and he didn't. And generally, in this kind of situation, I would be on the side of Kespa, to be honest.
I think he just needs to play the situation out as it is.
Yeah. He made a Stalker, like, regardless, he had a 3-minute break to check, and he didn't. Like, these kinds of things happen, but it's kind of on the player to make 100% sure before the game starts. As we always say, like, before the game starts, it doesn't matter reboot or not. Like, if it did reboot, then, you know, go ahead and check it again just to make sure.
I mean, the onus is completely on the players 100%. As we keep mentioning time and time, they get given so much time to prepare for their matches. And
so that's kind of the argument that we're at right now, and that's why they're discussing here. I think eventually this will go in the favor of Kespa, to be honest.
Yeah, there's no way that Zest will get his way. I mean, it's a pretty trivial... Oh, man, these guys are watching Hearthstone.
She's crying. She's like, I don't know why this is happening. This is not fair. I assume that the Korean casters are getting the same information that we are, so they're probably saying it, and she's like emotional about this, obviously, because again, there is a lot on the line here.
For sure.
So, so GTR, is this the longest downtime you've ever been through?
Probably like combined today, yes. In the past, when I was casting with Tasteless, we had to cast a hero game.
Oh,
and there was a maybe half an hour delay in that game.
Oh, that's
terrible. That was pretty disgusting. Yeah. And that was like my first week casting here at Pro League as well. My first and second week, and I had no idea how to deal with the downtime. I was very flustered. I was very panicky, and but with all this experience that I've casted, what was it, like 3 months I've casted so far?
Yeah, something like that, I think.
Yeah, I'm used to it now.
Yeah, you just get used to it. I mean, we're essentially just hanging out with the viewers, with you. You know, we're all just discussing the situation, trying to figure out what the best way to deal with it would be, giving our opinions.
This is something about the Korean casters, something about cosplay. Faker Zane Kanata's a Faker cosplay.
They always say that Kanata looks exactly like Faker. And if you guys don't know who Faker is, I don't care if you're like a diehard Starcraft fan, I'm like, come on.
Well, Faker is like the modern day boxer.
Yeah, or even like he's more dominant than that almost. Like
no, it's not about dominance. It's more about popularity. I'm pretty sure, like, okay.
I mean, Faker's known as the best player in the world.
That
so
too. But like, say 10 years ago, you go on the street and be like, oh, you go to high school and be like, oh, do you know who Im Yo-hwan is? And they're like, yeah, I know Im Yo-hwan.
That's true.
And then now, if you go to high schools and then you ask, do you know who Lee Sang-hyuk is? They'll be like, yeah, Faker.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
probably
that's
a bit of both.
Popularity of how he is.
Yeah, for sure. You guys should know him. That's
if you don't
line.
Google him,
just put in Faker, it'd be right there.
Yeah. So it looks like they're still arguing. It looks like Daehyun's pointing at the sky for some reason. I'll do that as well.
Yeah. It's like we're playing King's Cup. I'm like,
Man, I'm so keen to watch Chase-Star play in his qualifier.
Yeah. I want to watch that. I'll be watching you guys.
Yeah.
For sure.
Maybe
I should come downtown.
It's near Wolf's house in Sungsu. Oh, by the way, guys, really you now know where Wolf lives.
Oh, he just lives near that area.
He lives near the PC bung that they do the broadcast. Not the broadcast. The qualifiers in now.
So do I.
Yeah.
You don't.
No,
you live
I live
in the
pretty
middle
far.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
You live.
I live. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with that lease until I move out. But It's not too bad. I mean, I'm living there for other reasons, but yeah, looks like Zest is with his hot pack. We're just play-by-playing what they're doing right now.
He doesn't look too happy about it. He's like, man, it's not my fault.
Yeah, I'm Zest. I should be everything.
I'm God. Like, they should be listening to me, right?
Solo with his new hair. I really need a haircut.
You should dye it that color.
No, I don't want
and
it
just keep
color.
growing out until eventually you become an anime character. And it like covers your eye and you become really emo on the cast. And I ask you about, you know, what do you think of the game? You're just like, I don't know, man. I don't really care. I'm like, wow, GTR, that's not really great input.
That's very deep. That's very deep, Brendan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I like his keyboard. It's like a
I think that's
turtle
a
keyboard.
Philco with custom keycaps. I'm not too sure. I
Looks
actually,
like a turtle.
I actually want to buy a new keyboard here in Korea. I've got my DT35 that I bought with me from Australia, but I have a Black Widow back in Australia, but it's too heavy to carry in the carry-on. So,
Are mechanical keyboards heavy?
Yeah, because
I don't
they're
even-
full of like different switches. So
Yeah.
they're obviously more sturdy than the rubber domes.
Yeah. When I was like hardcore gaming, I never actually used a mechanical keyboard. I always used the what is it?
The rubber dome.
QSEN?
Yeah, the DT35.
DT35. That's what I always used. I had like the Korean one even. And I just haven't used it. But now, like, I lost my QSEN, and now I have, like, the default Samsung keyboard. So recently I'm, like, looking into it. I'm like, I want to have these, you know, this mechanical keyboard because I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty necessary for gaming, especially recently playing some Overwatch, and you, like, can't press more than 3 keys at the same time. I'm like, I can't play certain
You can't
characters.
play Genji.
I can't. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work.
We were supposed to play Overwatch when we got home, but I don't know if we're going to be going home at this rate.
Maybe we'll miss our chance.
Ah.
Maybe it'll end
Maybe we
before
have
then.
to stay here and play Overwatch at these SPL offices.
Maybe. It'll be our only chance.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us, guys, by the way. We're still dealing with this downtime. The lights are coming on. They're like, well, show's over.
Girls are falling asleep. That's how...
The one on the right, like, pretended she didn't see, but then
I
ducked down
thought
anyway.
she was, like, passing out.
Perhaps.
I mean, it's getting pretty hot in here. You just notice that we rolled out of our sleeves.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get summer attire.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still here.
You haven't bought Dark Souls 3 yet, right?
Not yet. Not yet. That's the thing. When I first came to Korea, I bought like this really. It was like a $700 computer 3 years ago. So I was on a budget at the time. Like I couldn't really afford like a really expensive one, and it survived for 3 years. But I couldn't run Witcher 3. And also when Overwatch came out, like I wanted to play on like better than low, and also perhaps stream it a bit. So I was like, I need a better computer than this. So I just recently bought one, and now I can play Witcher 3. So I'm like going through that before Dark Souls 3, but I've got like a list now.
Yeah, you
like
have, like, a
Fallout
bucket list.
4 is there too. Like
Yeah, you're turning into tasteless. He just has a huge bucket list of games to go through.
Yeah.
I'm playing through the new Tomb Raider, actually. I bought that
How
on
is
the
that?
weekend. It's actually really fun. If you played the original, like the reboot Tomb Raider to 2013.
I've only watched like the really old Tomb Raider.
Yeah. My brother used to play those Tomb Raider games all the time, and I used to play them with him. Yeah. But I guess you could say it's like female Uncharted. If you played Uncharted before.
No.
Console game, so...
I don't know. I feel like I'm more of a competitive gaming guy. I
Yeah.
feel like I've almost shut out a lot of the really good single-player games for one reason or another. I really just like to compete, you know. So, like, Starcraft, even back in the day, like some League of Legends, now Overwatch, like all these different games, liking to grind those out. Even Hearthstone nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, new Tomb Raider's pretty good. Been grinding that. We have not heard a word yet of...
Still nothing. We're
Nothing.
still chilling.
Yeah, we're still chilling. Like, honestly, I just want to, like, lie back and just take a nap in front of the stream, but...
I'm like, let's give GTR a break. Like, I'll sing him a lullaby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still got to go Noribong.
Yeah, we're going to do that eventually.
And Jim Jabong as well.
Yeah. We got to bring Wolf, too.
Yeah.
Have you seen his recent pictures on his
Oh,
Twitter?
it is like this.
Norebang style or whatever. Norebang
The
fashion.
Noribong's like this.
Yeah. I was there with him that night. That was a fun night.
Yeah. I've got a lot of songs. Like, the thing is, like, if I go Noribong, I'll just sing the most random songs that you don't know about because they're like Japanese anime songs.
You said you could sing Outsider.
Yeah.
I still don't believe
you. Don't believe me?
I still don't believe you. For you guys who don't know who Outsider is, it's a Korean
YouTube
rapper.
YouTube him.
Go ahead and just search Outsider and like Korean whatever.
Rap, yeah.
He
actually,
says he can sing it.
His song is Loner. Wetori. Yeah.
He can't sing it. If he can, I'm going to record. If you can, I'm going to record
we'll live stream it on Periscope.
It's going out to the internet.
Yeah, the internet will see me
pretty incredible
rap Outsider. Yeah, I love Norabang. I used to go Norabang or karaoke all the time with my friends back in Australia. But yeah, my main collection is like anime songs, openings, endings. I'm actually listening to a new group called... Wait, they actually have someone on the phone. Who do they have on the phone, Jay?
What? They actually have someone on the phone.
Yeah.
Someone's watching.
어떤 마음가짐인 것 같나요?
It's the coach from CJ?
그런가요? 아까
Team is not in the playoff.
아까 MVP가 2대0으로 이기고 있었잖아요.
Oh, the team's line depends on the match. So it's
그때
CJ.
심정이 어떠셨어요?
If Samsung wins, then CJ doesn't get in, and Samsung gets in instead.
So I'll translate this for you.
그 뒷경기 선수들이 사실 제가 연습을 도와줬어요. 그래가지고 그때 봤을 때
I don't know if you guys can hear this.
생각을 해서 그래도 희망을 안 놓고 끝까지 응원했습니다.
자, 그렇다면 이 KT 롤스터의
No translation. It
Yeah,
looks
we're
like
not gonna translate it.
said something about the players. You know, they've
And Solo's just won.
모르겠는데.
Looks like
Okay.
we're going to be getting back into the game.
해주시죠.
I think he was saying something about the players doing well. Cheering for KT Rolster, obviously. KT wins, they get in.
자신감 있게 믿고 응원하라고 하더라고요. 파이팅 하시고
Fighting.
응원하겠습니다.
네. 어려운 또 전화 통화였는데 해주셔서 정말 감사합니다.
And,
또 그 절친으로서
That was
골규와
about it.
해설이 또 한마디 해주시죠. 네. 파이팅 하십시오.
Okay, so we have come to an agreement. We're starting from the pause.
So it looks like Zest is stuck with that Stalker a bit. Knowing Zest,
Poor
he'll
guy.
be able to use that Stalker to kill like 50 lings with it. So
Yeah. This is going to become the new meta as he figures out, like, hey, I can hunt down all the overlords with the Stalker and then just go into Adepts or something. And everybody's like, well, it's so good.
yeah.
We're like speeding through this process. Everybody's already in the recover from replay, and we're like getting right into there. So stay tuned. We'll be there in just a sec.
Hold your horses.
No break. We're just going to go right into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of interesting to hear from the CJ coach. We didn't hear much of what he said, but like I'm sure he is very confident.
Well,
that,
I assume that
Zest is gonna
CJ
win.
have been on their seats for the whole broadcast, just waiting for the result to go their way.
Yeah. And seeing the two KT players win in the beginning must be quite nice. And then you got Bravo winning, so they're maybe not so happy about that. But now Zest should be able to close this out.
We have Birthday Boy Stats and Lucero looking pensive as always.
Stats is falling asleep. He's like, oh, the camera's on me.
Man, how are they going to transport all those gifts for him?
I have no idea. Well, they come in big vans, so
Oh, yeah,
that'll probably help out.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Looks like my UI has been changed. This is not the first time this has happened. That's okay.
Okay, looks
But,
like we're going to get back into it.
More importantly, the game.
He GG'd already. Go.
Yeah. Here we go. They both said yes. Go, yo.
Go.
And the countdown is coming.
I think they're just waiting from the queue for production. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Into the game.
Back into the game. So, here we go. Sweet. Finally,
The
after...
Stalker remains.
The Stalker remains.
Zest doesn't look happy. Let's hope he can keep his mind together.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to take a quick third base here. Probably just going to use that Stargate for that Oracle, try and keep Solar inside of his main base. As this Stalker, it actually gets a Zergling in. Very, very lazy there from Zest. He could have just kept that Stalker just to a hold there. And
Stalker
whoa.
can attack that Overlord, you know.
Yeah,
and,
but it's not going to kill it.
Not going to kill it, but I mean,
It will deflect it away.
I like the positive effects of the Stalker, right?
Yeah. And as expected, we do see that third base and the Oracle come out here from Zest. And considering these cross spawns, I'm not surprised with the quick third base. There's not really much Solar can do to punish it.
Yeah, for sure. But Solar has gotten a Very good scout on that Oracle and should be ready just in time. It looks like he's sending in his Overlord now to scout to make sure that that third base is coming down.
And we see the Spore Crawlers coming in here from Solar, so it'll help out to deal with the Oracle. There's another Stalker here, or maybe there's the original Stalker from before. It's going to chase away that Overlord.
MVP Stalker, man.
Yeah.
That Stalker value.
Is that mistake on a like Zest face? Like, is it really an adept? Like,
look at this. There's no Spore at the third.
Oh, that's bad.
There are two queens, but
yeah.
he can get this damage down. Looks like he's going to get 4 kills.
Yeah, 4 kills. Doesn't want to go for a 5th kill. Just wants to keep that Oracle alive for future harassment and also for Revelation. Revelation's the tagging so good in any matchup, especially if you keep those Oracles past the harassment phase that they're used for.
Yeah. Oracles group up here, and there is a Spore now at the third, but with the 2 Oracles, you can come in here, and if like 1 Queen is on the edge, maybe you can come in, but he's just going to come in and snipe a couple of drones.
Oh, actually that Oracle moved quite jankily there, and the Spore and Queen's able to take it out.
That's one janky Oracle, man.
The vocabulary is just being expanded every day. And, actually, Solar's going to take that 4th base, seeing the fact that Zest is taking his own 3rd. He wants to be at least 1 expansion ahead, but once he takes that 4th base, I'm really curious whether he'll expand down south or try and take that the 5th base at the top left corner.
Yeah, Zest still hanging back here. He's making 5 gateways on the back of this. Now, this can be sustained. He's making more, actually. I wonder if he's going to like go for some kind of blink. He's making just more and more gateways. How many has he got in total right now? He's got 3.
Well, he is getting blink,
5 more,
as you said.
6.
And he's also getting that +1. The +1 does help with that ball of blink stalkers that you get. He's also getting that robotics facility, probably for that War Prism. And he's also adding in the gases at the 3rd.
Ooh, adding in the sentries early here. This is looking like an old style, like, I mean, he's up to 64 workers right now, so it's not exactly, don't get me wrong, but, you know, looking a lot like the olden days with the Blink Stalker rushes and the sentries added in with the force fields.
Yeah,
he's already got 5.
Looks like Solo is actually opting to go for the Baneling technology rather than Roach Ravager. Baneling Ling popularized by Dark. And I guess he studied a lot of those Dark games from the SSL finals to use against Zest, who is Stat's teammate.
Yeah, no doubt.
So obviously similar playstyles from both players.
This Overseer comes in, and he did see the sentries, as the sentries were added in there to try to kill that Overseer before it morphed, but he doesn't see all the gates. They're actually all at the front, which has been sufficiently denied scouting. Yeah, that Zergling sees everything.
Yeah.
And is he going to just take a 4th base here?
I think so. I think he needs those sentries because you're going to see a swarm of Zergling, Banelings. So much surface area to cover here that sentries will help out with those force fields to help defend this base.
We have a Ling drop out on the map. Have not been morphed into Banelings or anything like that. Overseer coming in the back here.
It's going to see everything.
Scout.
It's just not going to see the expansion unless he goes there. But it does see the bulk of gateways, though, so it knows that there isn't any threat of disruptors or phoenixes. I love how those Zerglings are just following the Overlord there. And the creep threat here from Sol is actually not that bad. He's managed to start spreading it 3 ways.
Yeah, quite nice. I mean, this is a hard map to spread that creep on for sure. Revelation going to come down here as Zest prepares to attack this 4th base, and that is so much energy.
Yeah, these Banelings aren't actually morphed in yet, so Solar can actually... Oh, here we go.
Some Banelings coming in there looking a little bit different with the Revelation on top of them, but really nice force fields there to deny those hits.
Yeah, and there's still energy on these sentries, so I think you just...
Oh, not anymore. They all go down. There's a couple there in the back, but there come the force fields.
Yeah, nice angle here from Zest, just sitting behind the minerals. I think Sol has to give up the base and try and reestablish to do another attack near his ramp.
Yeah, perhaps. It looks like he's going to give up a lot of sentries for that. Morphing in some more for another round of force fields here.
Yeah, Solo just needs to get the perfect angle here. Here comes the force fields.
Force fields come down, the Banelings roll through, and there you go.
There's a small nook there that Solo was able to take advantage of, and Zest's army is
GG. That's it.
The tilt is real.
Gets out of that game as soon as he possibly could, and there you go. Ace match. In one of the most janky ways I have ever seen GTR.
I really don't want to use this term, but it feels like Zest was tilted. Wolf special.
I mean, at that point, after having lost that fight, there was a very, very low chance he could have come back for sure.
Yeah.
But perhaps a slightly early GG. Not the best force fields, perhaps.
Yeah,
but
that was that small hole that he couldn't take advantage. He didn't seal up, and there was that. The Banelings were actually at the front of the army, so they're actually able to move through into that hole and do the splash damage that was needed.
I want to see Zest face after that game, man. I don't even see him in the booth anymore.
I don't think Zest should be the ace player. I think it would be TY against Deer. I think that would be a rematch, especially given the map. It is Orbital Shipyard.
No, I like that idea, in fact. Especially after, Zest sitting there, all the stress that was on him in the booth. Like, not even just about, like, any kind of tilt or whatever we were talking about. It was just like, I feel like TY perhaps would be a better choice.
Yeah. And I'm not really sure of any viable, maybe Reality to do the TVT snipe, but I don't think Reality has what it takes to beat TY in a straight-up game.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I mean, TY is he's shown he's quite good at TVT. I wonder if if Zest also is just going to be like, no, F that game. Just put me in there again. I want to play again.
He wants to rip some
That
nerds
doesn't
apart.
count. That does not count in his mind, perhaps.
He just wants to rip some nerds apart again.
And to be honest, the Stalker doesn't really affect like
no, that did not
much,
affect the game
you know?
at all.
It's like, no, I was forced to go only Stalkers because I made one. It's like, well, no.
All right, so here we have our ace reveal. I wonder if we'll have a 10-minute break after this. I'm not too sure.
Maybe not. Maybe we will just jump right into it. Would not be surprised.
It'll be a 5-minute break. Thank you, Jay.
No 10-minute breaks after what we've been through today.
But my prediction would be Deer against TY.
Tier against DY.
It's funny because there's Hurricane. His ID was Tier before.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in a while, actually, in Pro League.
Yeah. Wonder what he's been up to. He's still on Samsung.
Yeah.
Well, guys, the lights are all out in the studio. And there's a lot on the line. Regardless of that last game, this still matters so much.
Samsung need to win this to get into the playoffs for this round, so no doubt it will be Deer, the strongest player on the team.
I'd go for Deer. Let's see who they choose, though. Who's it gonna be? I think I saw glasses on the right. There it is, Deer versus Zest.
Deer versus Zest.
The rematch of the GSL semifinals where Deer got 0-4'd by Zest. And Zest, I'm sure he is steaming after that game. He wants this one. So guys, we're gonna go to a 3 or 4 minute break. Make sure to tell your friends to watch this. This is gonna be insane, this ace match. We'll be right back.